Hi guys, welcome to my pregnancy video log for week 28. I am feeling very good. I'm today 29 weeks, so this is a recap. Yesterday I had my midwife appointment. She came here, which was great. We had a really great talk and it's just so nice to connect with her. I really love my midwife. It's the same one that I worked with in my previous birth with my son Jasper, and I just feel so comfortable with her, and she is so trusting, and that makes me feel really comfortable and empowered. I love her. So we had a great checkup here. We just do, I want to say what's standard. What's standard that in my experience that I know of. I don't know what it's like to have all my appointments in a hospital with an OBGYN. So what we do is, yesterday she drew blood for the gestational diabetes screening, and that sucked. I couldn't remember what the instructions were for it, so I looked online, and all over the internet it says that you have to fast for 8 to 14 hours, and our appointment was at 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, what? Luckily that's not the way she does it, and she instructed me to eat a protein meal 1 to 2 hours before I drink this disgusting sugary drink, which kind of tasted like Sprite, the one I had, but without the fizziness, which would have been nice. But anyway, so I did that. So she drew blood, which, it's never super fun, but it was fine. She drew blood. Jasper is a big participant in all of our checkups, all of the checkups she does on me, which is so fun. So he was a part of that, and then, we did the blood pressure, listened to the heartbeat with the Doppler. She does this little thing, it checks my heart rate and oxygen levels, which all that was good. Blood pressure was good. Measures the belly, it's measuring on track. And Jasper helps with a little Doppler to find the heartbeat, which is really sweet. And Josh actually wasn't supposed to. He had a scheduling conflict, so he was going to miss this appointment, but he ended up showing up right whenever we were finding the heartbeat, so that was really sweet. And I had him take a couple pictures, so I'll post those on the blog, which is toughasamotherpod.com/blog. Check it out. So this is for week 28. And I said I was going to share some of my favorite books that I read during my pregnancy with Jasper. I read a lot. Mostly trying to prepare for birth. That was my focus. I wanted to have a really wonderful birth experience. I felt excited about it. I was never afraid, which is uncommon, I think, at least with the people that I've spoken with. And generally, I think women are very afraid of birth, very afraid of the pain. And I was speaking with a friend of mine who, she was like, I don't know if I could do it. And I asked her, what are you afraid of? What do you mean you don't know if you could do it? Of course you can do it. That is how we all arrive. Of course you can do it. But I think we are just scared of the pain. And I asked my midwife yesterday, what is it that is the difference between an empowering birth experience and a traumatic birth experience? And I was blown away by her answer, and it just it really and it has put so many things into perspective, and I'm going to keep meditating on this. But she said it is active participation. It is to be a part of all the decisions and to feel informed and basically she said participation. And I am elaborating on it to say that you don't end up with this feeling like your birth happened to you, you know, like it wasn't in your control. It's not in your control. I mean, there are many things that are not in your control, but it's like but to just like have all these other people like calling the shots and not really asking you or understanding your wishes or desires. So active participation, trust with your providers, a great relationship with your doctor or midwife and the nurses and the people around you, hopefully your doula if it's your first time, and your partner, of course. So those were some takeaways from yesterday. I'm out of breath. I don't know why, I'm just pregnant. I also just talked for an hour with my friend. We did a podcast episode that's going to be coming up. She's 37 weeks pregnant and on bed rest in California. And mostly she talks, so I don't know why I'm so out of breath, but I think I'm just kind of fired up. Okay, so I want to share with you some of the books that have helped me so much. And I had a really wonderful birth experience with my son Jasper. I mean, it was everything. It was not what most people have heard, like the pain was so unbearable, I wasn't screaming, I wasn't crying, nothing like that. Nothing. In fact, it was blissful. I felt like I was on something, and I wasn't. I felt like I couldn't believe, like the cocktail of hormones that is pulsing through you is intoxicating. It's beautiful. And I think my idea is that if you are in the right headspace, and you're not super afraid, but you feel confident in your ability and your baby's ability to move through, that I think like the absence of fear, you really have to let go of fear. I mean, will there be pain? Will there be discomfort? Yeah, but it is a moment in time, and then your baby is here, and it can be very empowering. So I hope that most people feel that. So quickly, I will share with you a couple of my favorite books. I've already shared with you Nurture. This book is amazing. It's a guide. Modern Guide to Pregnancy, Birth, and Early Motherhood, and Trusting Yourself and Your Body. It's exactly what I'm talking about. So this is full of great stuff, including some yummy recipes. And Erica Cohen is just a wealth of knowledge. She's brilliant. So that's a great book. My other go-to, my number one favorite birth book, I actually must have lent out to a friend, but it is by Ina May Gaskin, and this is Spiritual Midwifery, which is just full of positive birth stories, and I think that that's really great to absorb and to immerse yourself in, because we hear a lot of scary birth stories. So this is all about positive, beautiful births. They're very digestible, short stories, couple of pages, and just so you can just kind of bang them out and get yourself in the right space that like, oh, it can be a great thing. So that's great. I really like the continuum concept. Some people don't like it so much, but for me it was like right up my alley. Herbal for the childbearing year. This one has been pretty helpful to me and still is. Just has like all these little remedies and things that you can, like you're feeling heartburn or, morning sickness or whatever, all those kind of things. And even I turned to this whenever I was overdue and it was like time to consider inducing in a natural way. Luckily, I didn't have to do that because I just walked a lot, and probably the truth was it was just 9 days and it was time. And I also got acupuncture the day that I went into labor. So I think I went into labor and then I got acupuncture, but Birthing from Within is also a great read. It's pretty out there, but it's really cool. It has a lot of exercises. It's very therapeutic. It has all these exercises you can do, including like drawing and things that can sort of help you untie some knots and stuff, you know, because you might have some ideas that are sort of unconscious, like below the surface, about what labor is going to be like, and maybe your fears are unconscious as well. And this book has all these cool exercises to kind of help you look at it without looking directly at it, if that makes sense. Like, you're not gonna just like, it's not just like head on, but you like kind of look at it through a drawing and be like, oh, maybe I feel that way about it, and then you can kind of work on it. So that's a really cool book, especially if you have a lot of fears or reservations and nervous about giving birth. I showed you this book last time. I think it's really a fun book to have. It's called The Pregnant Body Book. It is not like, I wouldn't say like it's your number one book that you have to get, but if you're like an anatomy geek like me, it's got some cool things in there. It even comes with a DVD, but I don't know who has a DVD player anymore. And it's fun to look through, and it's been fun to look through with Jasper to kind of give him a visual of what's going on. So those are my top books. Oh, there's one more, but I think I lent that out too. It's called Active Birth, The New Approach to Giving Birth Naturally. This is what it looks like. It's, you know, kind of got a blue cover. My tripod's like all weird. This is a weird angle, but I really like that book. It's not a book that I read like cover to cover, but it just basically encourages you to move your body, move around. I felt that was really beneficial for me with my birth, for the birth of my son Jasper, because different positions allow for things to move around in a more like fluid way, as opposed to just lying on your back, which, you know, sometimes you might be on your back and you might be strapped down and or have straps on you because of epidural and fetal monitoring and stuff, but you know, you might not. And if you don't, then move around, find new positions, get comfortable, lean on things, like bend over things. Obviously laying in an inflated pool is so comfortable. Being in the shower, being in the bath, things like that. I also have a stack of books that I want to share with you that are not about birth, but about parenting, and I will save those for next week because this is already 13 minutes long. Updates from last week. My back is feeling better. My back was like really out of whack. Baby's moving around a lot at night. You know, I'm out of matcha, and I haven't been having my daily matcha latte, and I feel great still, so that's kind of weird. I don't know. Trying to stay hydrated. I'm going to show you the bump before I forget. I have this dress on again. It's pretty bumping. I mean, I'm kind of lifting it up and then that's it down. Yeah, show you the round. It's very round. The linea negra is kind of coming in there. My belly button is really popping out. I don't want to show too much, but I want you to get an idea of like where we are. I think it's gonna go up a lot more and pop out a lot more. I'm so out of breath. So next week I think next week I enter my 8th month of pregnancy. That's another good thing about this Pregnant Body book. Week 31 to 35. Ruby. Week 30 is the last of the 7th month. So anyway, Thanks for tuning in. Check the site for photos and more information. Anything I forgot, I'll put links to all these books. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope that you're doing well and you're having a great birth. My kiddo just got home. I'm very excited. Peace and love to all. Comment, ask questions. I'm here if you need anything. All right. Bye, guys.